Hi, my name is Kyuri and welcome to today's yoga class. Today, the focus is for runners. So if you're a cardio person, if you love running, skating, bicycling, anything like that, it's going to be a great practice for you. Today, all you're going to need is a yoga strap. If you don't have one of these, using a belt, a necktie, anything like that just gives you a little bit more reach will be very, very helpful. So grab one of those, roll out your mat, and we'll begin whenever you're ready. So today we'll actually begin in our child's pose. So you can take that strap that you grabbed and put it aside for now, and then just gently come onto your knees. Bring your knees nice and wide onto your mat, untuck your toes, and then reach your arms up ahead of you. So once you land, just rest your forehead down, bringing your hands a little bit wider for your traps if you're really tight through the shoulders. And just take a couple of deep breaths to set the tone. So think about using your breath to inhale, filling yourself up through your chest, your ribs, your belly, followed by a big, long exhale out as you let it go. Allowing those inhales and exhales to come in and out the nose. Inhale in, followed by an exhale out. We'll do that one more time. Inhale in, followed by an exhale out. Good. As you find your next inhale, gently slide the hands back a little bit closer to you. Slowly rise up to your hands and your knees. Make sure your knees are stacked right underneath your hips and your wrists are stacked right underneath your shoulders. We'll start with some Chakravarkasana or cat-cows. So on your next inhale, you'll drop the belly, lift your gaze as well as your tailbone as you find your inhale breath. And then as you exhale, push the earth away, dome the top of your back, tuck your tailbone and chin underneath. Now take your time just going back and forth between these two shapes, using your inhales for a cow and your exhales for a cat. Moving nice and slow at the pace of your own breath as you start opening up into the body. Good. One more time. Yeah, gently come back into a nice neutral spine. We'll take the right foot all the way back behind us, keeping the toes on the ground, gently lower down onto your elbows, and then just gently push back into that heel to help you open up into the back of the right leg. You can use your inhales to shift the weight forward and your exhales to shift back. But do that a couple more times. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, and we'll do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Yeah, gently shift your weight back up into your hands. Yeah, we'll slowly lift that leg up towards the sky. Keep drawing the ribs in so that your belly isn't dipping down towards the ground. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, round the spine as you bring your knee towards your nose. Yeah, inhale again as you extend the leg. Exhale again, knee to nose. Yeah, and then one more time. Inhale, extend back. And then exhale again, knee to nose. We'll extend that leg all the way back behind us. Take a nice big bend into that knee. And then you're going to find your balance. Come up onto your left fingertips. Pull the belly in. Find that control. Slowly reach back for that foot. And then if you have it, you're going to gently start to push your foot into your hand as you lift through your chest, finding a nice big opening through your quad. If you can't quite reach the foot, you can utilize the strap here, wrapping the strap around the foot, and then making the grasp a little bit easier to have. Really good. One more breath. And then take your time to slowly release the hand and foot back down towards the mat. Beautiful. Once you have that, you're going to take that break again, gently coming down to elbows, reaching back with that left foot this time. Using your inhales here. And then as you exhale, push back a little bit more into the heel. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Really good. One more. Good. Take your time to gently shift the weight back into your hands. And then gently start to lift that back leg up. Good. Think broad through your chest. Draw the ribs in. Tense your right fingers to find your balance. Bend that left foot. Bend that left knee, towards the heel, towards your hip. And then gently bring that hand back behind you. Reach for that foot. And then once you have it, Gently start to push your foot into your hand as you lift up through your chest. Breathe nice and big. Open up into the left quad this time. Final 2. Really good. Last one. Take your time to slowly release the hand and foot back down towards the ground. Good. Once that feet and the hands land, then you're going to start to walk the feet all the way back behind you, finding a nice long plank position. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, send the hips all the way up and back behind you. Once you land in your downward facing dog, start to pedal your feet left and right, opening up into your hamstrings, your calves. Gently shrugging the shoulders, rolling your biceps forward. Just thinking nice and long through your neck. Take your time. Inhale. Take a nice big inhale as you look towards the front of the mat. Exhale, step your feet forward to meet your hands. And then inhale, flat back, halfway lift. As you draw your hands to your shins, roll your elbows and shoulders back as you lift the gaze. And then exhale, forward fold again. Good. Inhale, bend your knees a lot. And then you're going to allow your belly and your chest to rest onto your thighs. Take a nice big inhale here as you find that nice traction through your spine, more relaxing forward fold. And then as you exhale, slowly start to straighten the legs to your capacity. Good. Inhale again, bend the knees, relax. And then exhale again, straighten. Good. Inhale again, bend the knees. And then exhale again as you straighten. Good. Last time here, inhale, bend the knees, relax. And then exhale, straighten. Good. This time as you bend the knees a lot, allow your belly to still rest on your thighs. And then as you exhale, pull the navel in towards the spine, drop your hips a little bit lower so you can scoop your torso up, so you can come all the way up to stand, reaching the arms all the way up towards the sky. Big inhale. I'm going to exhale, release the hands all the way down by your sides. Good. Once you land, we're going to land in our Tadasana, bringing our hands down to our sides, rolling our elbows and our shoulders back. Take a nice big inhale, draw the ribs in, reach the arms up towards the sky. Big inhale. Big exhale, forward fold as you let it all go. Bring your hands to your shins and lift with the chest. Find that nice big halfway lift. And then as you exhale, plant your hands down towards the ground. Step your feet all the way back and then lower down halfway. You could always do this portion on knees. Roll over the toes as you lift through your chest, finding your nice upward dog or your cobra. Shoulders far away from the ears. And then as you exhale, send your hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Good. From here, you're going to take your right leg and reach it all the way up towards the sky. Roll out that ankle in one direction and then the other. And then bend that knee and kick that foot over towards the left side of the room. Try not to shift too much weight between the hands. And to help you do that, look underneath your left armpit up towards that foot. Good. Take a nice big inhale again as you reach that leg back up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, bring that knee towards your nose. And then step the foot forward between the hands. Good. We'll walk that foot over towards the right side. And then we're going to just bring your hands down onto your mat. If you have to come up onto your fingertips to create a little bit more space, please do so. And then push that heel back, keeping that back leg nice and straight. As you start to lift through the chest, dropping your hips down even more. You'll feel a nice big opening happening to the front of that left hip. Really good. Take 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. Take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, lower that back knee down towards the ground. Good. Press that left palm down towards the earth. Reach that right arm high. Good. Do your best to stack the right shoulder over the left and keep pressing forward into that right knee. Good. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, lower that right hand down to the outside of that right leg. Slowly start to bring that right leg to center and start walking the hands back. And then start to lift through your right toes up towards the sky, keeping that right leg nice and straight. And then instead of having your hip up, try to drop that hip down so it's in the same line as your left hip and pull that right femur back into the hip socket. From here, push the hips back nice and big. And then as you exhale, find that hinge forward, nose towards toes. Really opening up into the back of that right hamstring. Breathe nice and big. Good. 2 more. Really good. Last one. Take your time to lift the torso. Slowly start to step back into that foot. Walk your hands forward. Plant the hands firmly down onto the mat. Tuck your back toe. Lift that back knee up off the mat. And then send your right foot all the way back behind you. Give that leg a nice big shake once it arrives. And then gently lower that foot back down towards the ground. Good. We'll take it to the other side. Left leg reaches high. Take a nice big breath in. Roll out that ankle in one direction. And then the other. And then bend that knee. Kick that foot over towards the right side of the room, this time looking underneath your right armpit to help keep your shoulders a bit more square. Good. Feel that nice big opening happening to the front of that hip. And then as you inhale, reach that leg back up towards the sky. And then exhale again, bring that knee towards your nose. Good. Step that foot forward between the hands. Walk your hands to the inside of that leg. And then come up onto your fingertips. Take a nice big bend into that front knee. And then start to lift the chest up towards the front of the room. Good. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. Feeling that nice big stretch happening to the front of that right hip this time. Good. 2 more. Beautiful. Last one. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly drop that right knee down towards the earth. Flat palm right hand, you reach that left arm high. Still bending deeply into that leg, doing your best to stack shoulders. Take a nice big inhale as you reach that arm nice and high. And then as you exhale, bring that hand to the outside of that left knee. Good. The hand plants and the foot moves back to the center. And you're going to start to walk the hands back as you start to straighten out that front left leg, lifting the toes up towards your face, making sure that that hip isn't high but is in line with your right one, and pull that gentle femur back into the pelvis. Push your booty back and then take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, thinking nose to toes. Big breath for 3. Good. Final 2. Good. Last one. Take your time to gently lift the torso. Start to walk the hands back towards the front as you start to bend into that knee. Tuck that back toe, lift the back knee up off the mat. Plant the hands firmly. And then take that left foot all the way back behind you as you shake out that leg. Yeah, gently plant that foot back down towards the ground. And then take a nice big inhale as you come up high onto your toes by lifting the heels up as high as you can. And then as you exhale, drop the knees. Good. With your toes tucked, you're going to gently walk your hands back and come up to your seat as you gently start to sit back into those heels. That's going to help open up the bottoms of the feet. So take a couple of deep breaths. And we'll take one more. Good. And then you're going to untuck your toes by bringing the hands forward. Untuck the feet and then just give the tops of the feet a few gentle taps. Good. And then once you do that, you're going to release your feet and extend them out in front of you. Good. This is where the strap is going to come in handy, especially if you can't quite reach your toes in this position. You're going to just take your belt or your strap or whatever you can, and then you can either make a loop. A loop is definitely not necessary if you don't have that kind of a situation, but you can basically just have the straps on either side, and then just have the widest part of your foot against that, and then make the strap as long as you need to in order for you to find a nice firm grip with your back nice and flat. Take a nice big inhale here. Roll the shoulders back, and then as you exhale, hinge forward. As you breathe nice and big, opening up into the back body in Paschimottanasana. Good. We'll take 3 more breaths here, nice and big. Really good. Last one. Take your time to gently undo the strap, and you come all the way back up to your seat. We'll take our feet and we'll keep our feet and our knees, our feet on the mat with our knees bent, and then we'll just take a couple of 90-90s, taking our legs side to side. Just getting into our hips a little bit. Good. From here, we're going to take our left foot and extend it out in front of us. Take our right ankle and hook it over our left knee. And then you're going to slowly start to bring that left foot closer to you. And the farther that foot comes, the more intense you're going to feel the stretch happening in the outer right hip. So pick yourself up as far as you can for you to be able to sit up. And if that's still too intense, you can take that left foot and bring it a little more forward so that you have more space in order to do so. Take your right elbow to gently press that open knee towards the front. And then you're going to find a nice few deep breaths as you settle and open into that right hip. Good. See if we could do 4 more. Final 3. Two more. Good. Last one. Good. As you find your next inhale, you're going to slowly reach your hands back behind you. Uncross that right ankle. Give your legs a nice big shake, or take a couple of more of those 90-90s, taking your knees side to side. Then we'll come on to the other side. Extending that right leg straight, crossing that left ankle over that right knee. Same thing. Slowly start to bring that knee closer and closer to you as you find your sit. And then again, either send that right foot forward more to create more space so you can lean forward. And then use your left elbow to gently rotate that left knee open. Allowing yourself to settle and slow down for 5. 4 more. Last 3. 2 more. Last one. Good. As you finish up that breath, take your time to slowly unwind yourself, taking your hands back behind you, opening up the legs, taking a couple more 90-90s to help soften everything out. And then we'll extend our legs out in front. And then we'll make sure that strap or belt or tie or whatever you have is within reach. And you're going to lower yourself all the way down towards the ground. Once you arrive, you're going to hug your right knee into your chest, giving it a nice big hug. And then we're going to grab that strap once more. And again, the loop is not necessary. Just make sure that the strap, you can wrap it around the widest part of your foot. And then slowly start to extend that leg up towards the sky. So instead of having it at 100% where you can feel the sensation, think about bringing it away. So start at like 90%, wherever that 90% is for you. Use that on the inhale. And then as you exhale, bring that foot closer to you, working on the exhale. Good. Inhale again, push it away. Exhale again as you bring it in. Good. Inhale again, push away. Exhale again as you bring it in. Good. 2 more like that. Inhale away. Exhale, bring it in. Good. And then last one, inhale. And then exhale, bring it in. Good. From that space of being brought in, so hold on to that strap exactly where it is, and then just bring your right hand to your right hip so that it stays on the ground, and then bring that leg a few inches over to the left. You'll feel a huge opening happening to the outside of that leg. So breathe nice and big as you hold that there for 3. 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. Take your time to slowly bring that foot back to center. And then give it one last pull. Maybe lift your forehead and shoulders off the mat to reach the knee. And then slowly lower it down. Unhook the strap. Hug that knee back into your chest. Make a couple of big circles with it. And then switch sides. Right leg extends. Left knee comes in. Give it a nice big hug to start. And then same thing, wrap that strap around the widest part of the foot and slowly start to extend it up towards the sky. Use your inhales at 90%. Exhale. Bring it into where you can feel it. Feel that nice big stretch happening to the back of that left leg. Good. Inhale again away. Exhale again as you bring it in. Good. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhale away. Exhale, bring it in. Good. 1 more time. Inhale away. And then exhale, bring it in. Good. Now from that broadened state, you're going to hold on to that strap with just your right hand and then bring your left hand to your left hip to help keep that hip on the ground. And then take that foot about 4 inches over towards the right, keeping that left hip on the ground. Big opener happening to the outside of that left leg. Breathe here for 4. 3 more. Really good. Final 2. Beautiful. Last one. Gently bring that foot all the way back to middle. Take a nice big inhale breath as you bring that foot in one last time. Maybe bring your forehead up to meet the knee. And then gently release all the way back down towards the earth as you release the strap. Bend the knee into the chest. Give it a nice big hug. Good. We'll bend both knees into your chest. Give yourselves a nice big hug as you make a couple of big circles together, rolling out the hip as well as your lower back. Good. And then Savasana will be yogi's choice today. So whether you can bring the legs out in front of you and just bring your arms down to your side for traditional. If you feel like you need a little bit more comfort today, you can place one hand over heart and one hand over belly. If you know that the back of your hips don't feel great in this one, you can bring your feet onto your mat, bring your feet nice and wide and knock your knees in for support. But wherever you land, allow yourself to bring your breath back to its natural pace and rhythm. Allow the body to fall nice and heavy into the mat. Relax all the small muscles of your face, your jaw, your shoulders, unclench your hips. Just take a couple of moments to check in with the body. Notice how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, and just allow yourself to be. So we allow to take one last moment with ourselves. A gentle reminder that rest does not have to be earned, that it's an integral part of our practice. So thank yourself for showing up, for taking care, doing the repair that is necessary for you to keep going. Take a nice big inhale breath as you fill yourself up one last time. Followed by a big sigh exhale as you let it all go. Gently wiggle through your fingers and your toes. And if one last full body stretch does call to you, allow yourself to reach through your arms and through your feet one final time. Once you've found your stretch, take your time to slowly bring your knees back in and allow yourself to roll over to your favorite side, coming into that comfortable fetal position. Doing one final check-in physically, mentally, emotionally, before you slowly but surely make your way to your comfortable seat. Please take your time. But once you arrive, taking one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly, finding gratitude for our bodies, this practice, and for us to be able to live healthily the best that we can and to show up for ourselves. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide yours today, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you at the next one.